Russiagate 2.0. The Democrats' desperate ploy to save Kamala Harris's sinking campaign. As if ripped from a political satire, the DOJ is suddenly cracking down on Russian interference just as Harris's poll numbers plummet. Is this a genuine threat or just another smokescreen with a lot of deja vu? Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, click that notification bell, and hit the like button because it helps us get our message across to a lot more people. Also, we do live streams every Friday night at 6 o'clock Eastern. We read interesting news stories of the week and tweak them with a bit of humor, a dash of sarcasm, and a whole lot of conservative common sense. Well, folks, it looks like we're taking a trip down memory lane, and boy, it's a bumpy ride. Grab your tinfoil hats and your best I told you so faces, because Russiagate is back, baby. And if you're wondering why, well, let's just say Kamala Harris's campaign might be in more trouble than a snowman in a heat wave in southern Florida. You know, I miss the good old days when our biggest worry was whether Russia was sliding into our DMs. And here we are in 2024, and suddenly the Department of Justice is playing whack-a-mole with Russian web domains. It's like they found their old, in case of emergency, break glass box, and inside was a dusty playbook labeled How to Distract from a Failing Campaign 101. Our dear Attorney General, Merrick Garland, is out there swinging his legal sword, vowing to stop Russian interference. I mean, who needs Netflix when you got this political drama unfolding? It's almost as if they're trying to make us forget about, I don't know, their own meddling in elections. But hey, who's counting, right? This guy. Now, here's where this gets really juicy. The DOJ is accusing Russia of using PR companies to spread disinformation. Oh my God, it's never been done. I know, shocking, right? Who would have thought that countries try to influence each other? It's almost as groundbreaking as discovering that water is wet. But hold on to your seats, because this rabbit hole goes even deeper. Just weeks ago, Iran was caught with its hand in the cookie jar, allegedly hacking Trump's campaign. But don't worry, they tried to take a swipe at Biden and Harris, too. It's like a geopolitical food fight, and we're all just sitting here with popcorn watching the show. Here's the kicker, guys. The timing of this DOJ announcement is about as subtle as a bull in a china shop. They dropped this bombshell 62 days before the election. Isn't there something unwritten rule like about avoiding these kinds of announcements within 60 days of an election? It's almost like they're trying to tell us something without actually telling us something. You know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So let's connect the dots here, shall we? Kamala Harris's poll numbers are tanking faster than the Titanic. And suddenly, we're dusting off the old Russian boogeyman. Coincidence? I think not. It's like watching a magician desperately trying to distract you while fumbling the card trick. But wait. Apparently, this political circus needed a few more clowns. Now they're dragging conservative media influencers into the mix. A Tennessee-based media company allegedly in bed with Russian-backed RT is being indicted for pushing pro-Russian propaganda. And names like Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, and Dave Rubin are being tossed around like confetti at a very confused parade. Now, let's be real for a second. Using influencers to push a message is about as new as sliced bread. It's not exactly headline news, but when the Democrats do it through mainstream media, it's just reporting the facts, right? When they do it through fake news, it's just getting the story out there. I mean, if we applied the Foreign Agents Registration Act across the board, we'd have to tag anyone who's ever said anything nice about tea and crumpets as a British agent. Now, let me say this loud and clear about these influencers. They had no idea. But apparently, ignorance is no excuse when the Democrats are trying to cover up a disaster of a campaign. Now, if you're thinking, wait a minute, don't Democrats also use media to push their narratives? And you'd be right. The mainstream media has been running PR for them for years, but now suddenly it's a crime when conservatives unknowingly get wrapped up in foreign nonsense. If the Foreign Agents Registration Act, FARA, were applied fairly, half the influencers talking about global politics would be in hot water. The hypocrisy here is off the charts. But hold on to your hats, guys, because this roller coaster ride isn't over just yet. In a plot twist that even fire alarm Jamal Bowman would find far-fetched, Vladimir Putin has apparently given Kamala Harris a ringing endorsement. And why, you ask? Her cackle. Yeah, you heard that right. Her laugh. It's like we've crossed over into some bizarre alternate reality where political endorsements are based on comedic timing. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture, shall we? What we're seeing here is a shift in American politics. On one side, we've got the populist wings of both parties, led by figures like RFK Jr. and Donald J. Trump. On the other, we've got the establishment powers in D.C., primarily the Democrats, cozying up to some deep state figures, but I call them the Politburo of communists. Remember when the Democratic Party used to be all about the working class? Now it seems like they're more interested in rubbing elbows with billionaire globalists and bureaucrats. It's like watching your favorite punk rock band sell out and start doing commercials for car insurance. But here's the real kicker. All this smoke and mirrors, this political theater, it all points to one thing. Kamala Harris's campaign is in deep, deep trouble. Her poll numbers are sinking faster than my hopes for a drama-free election season. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is sitting pretty, with some sources giving him a 96% chance of winning the Electoral College. It's like watching a heavyweight boxing match where one fighter is already planning their victory speech while the other is frantically searching for their mouth guard. So why this sudden focus on Russian interference? Well, it doesn't take a political genius to figure it out. If Harris was really winning, we'd be hearing about it 24/7 and in Spanish. Instead, we're getting this recycled narrative that feels about as fresh as last week's leftovers. In the end, guys, this latest Russiagate revival is more than just political theater. It's a Hail Mary pass from a campaign that's fumbling the ball. Whether voters will fall for this tired old trick remains to be seen. Democrats are not that bright, but one thing's for sure. The real losers in all of this are the American people stuck in the middle of yet another political circus that makes the average reality TV show look like high art. The fact that the U.S. Attorney General and the director of the FBI and other important yes men in the Biden regime are involved in this Russia hooey palooey, it's just unforgivable. So there you have it, guys. The latest chapter in the never-ending saga of American politics from the left. It's enough to make you want to grab some popcorn, sit back and watch the show, or maybe, just maybe, it's time we all stood up and demanded better from our leaders. But that's just my 2 cents. All right, thank you for watching. Subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with the latest political shenanigans and circus acts masquerading as governance. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
Too many secrets, too many closed doors, we're sick to cover-ups. We're sick of the cover-ups, want the truth and nothing more. The veil's been lifted, the jig is up, no more drinking.